and welcome to the Booktube Newbie Tag, originally created by Brenda C. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you, Brenda, for supplying so much of us booktubers with content in the beginning. I've just started and admittedly have no idea what I'm doing, so this is really helpful. Anyways, I am bookswithbeth, and here is my official debut to Booktube, ignoring my first video before I found out about this tag, of course. If you feel any inclination during any part of this video, please consider subscribing. If for no other reason than pity. Now, without further ado, let's get into the questions. The first question asks, why did you start this channel? Well, it's simple, really. It's because I absolutely hate books. Can't stand them. So, I'm making this channel to absolutely rip them apart. In the figurative sense, of course. They're far too expensive for me to actually rip. Okay, admittedly, I don't hate books, but you probably won't be able to tell that from my videos because I do like to criticize the books I read, which is known in certain circles as being a pessimistic twat. I do genuinely love literature though. I'm being honest this time, I promise. So please stick around if you do as well. This channel is meant to be a place for me to read a wide variety of books and basically just have a little bit of fun. So consider leaving your favorite book down in the comments so I can check it out. Also, I have been having trouble picking up books. In elementary school, I was getting through basically a book every day. Granted, they were very short books. Think of the Cash Grab Eska children's series, which come out with a new installment every single fucking minute at the very least. But still. Nowadays, I barely get through a book each year. I just need a good way to force my brain to read more. And what better than some good old external pressure? What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I'm hoping to write funny scripts that will hopefully make people laugh. If you find yourself laughing during this video, I'll even take a gentle pushing of air through the nose, honestly. That's fantastic, and I hope you enjoy my other videos. And if you haven't laughed at all, then feel free to tear into me in the comments, like I will be tearing into books. What are you most excited for with this new channel? I'm super excited for almost every aspect of having a Booktube channel. Keyword being almost, of course, because I did just watch a video about Booktube things I wasn't expecting, and I am rightfully terrified after that. But I do think that, firstly, just reading more books and having a space to talk about them sounds super fun. My hope is that I can grow my channel into a little bookish community and get opinions and recommendations from you guys. Why do you love reading? Well, that's an easy question. I don't. I'm just kidding. I love it because it provides a whole separate world, perspective, and more knowledge. Feels like every time I read a good, average, or even bare minimum decent book, my IQ straight up increases by 1. And every time I read a bad book, I go all the way back to 0. But that's okay, because I need content. And YouTube is filled with a great, big group of masochists. So I will try to do a couple of reviews on mind-rotting literature in the future, no matter how much of my brain is left to rot. What book or series got you into reading? The turning point for me was this non-fiction book about red pandas that I'd stumbled upon in the school library one day. Common experience, I know. I can't even remember the title anymore. It's been quite a long time since I've even attended that school. Just want to say thanks to the red pandas though. Maybe you wouldn't be going extinct if you weren't such a terrible influence on children. Believe me, I was a very normal child before that. But then after this book, I became a gigantic nerd. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask any booktuber who has an answer, really. How do you go about picking the books you read? How do you deal with any potential burnout from making videos? And lastly, do you make scripts for your videos, and how long do they usually take? What challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think that it'll be the most difficult to make videos in the beginning, when there is basically no one watching them. But I think it is a good lesson to not rely so much on external validation. Even though, yes, this is social media, and that is exactly the main mechanism of whatever this is. At least in the beginning, where I feel I'm kind of just shouting into a void, I'll be learning how to do things more for myself. It's very self-indulgent in that way, just like spending all my money in a bakery. But the difference is, I'm not getting the bread through YouTube. When did you start reading? 3rd grade. For the rest of elementary school, I was a little bit too obsessed with reading, but kind of fell out of it afterwards. And now, in the last year or so since I've joined a book club, I've begun reading again. Where do you read? Mostly, I like to read outside on my patio. There's just something about the fresh air, the sunshine, and the lack of Wi-Fi that forces me to focus on my book. Yeah, I think it's the sunshine too. What kind of books do you like to read? I will admit that I'm kind of a bitch for YA fantasy. I mean, what's not to love? There's magic, dragons, and the blandest white boy interest you'll ever find. Fun, right? Admittedly, I may hate romance and heterosexual ones even more, but magic and dragons are fantastic. And if there's creative world building, that helps with the whole escapism thing. Another big motivation for why I read. What does your book collection look like? It's mostly filled with children's books that I never really had the resolve to let go of. But the books I've been reading recently have joined in, and now it's even more of a messy blend of genres. For example, I've got quite a few of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Thea Stilton books, but I also have more serious books. Alright, if you've made it this far, please leave this top hat emoji down in the comments, because you are fan-top-stick. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for watching the video, it means a lot to me, and maybe check out the other ones I've got on my channel. Bye!